welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Victoria and I run Time and Tenderness both here on YouTube and on Instagram. In case you're new here once again, I have a dog. She's over there somewhere. And if you're a longtime viewer, you've probably noticed Layla in the background of just about all of my videos. So it got me thinking lately about the next video I wanted to make, and I wanted to do like a little sit down talking video because I feel like there's not a lot of videos out there like this particular one. So I wanted to take the time to make it and spread the information out there. So I wanted to do a top 10 things new puppy owners should know about. And you know, there's always the basic things about, you know, adoption, finding a vet, blah, 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 potty training, feeding. There's always the basic things, but there's also other difficulties that I found when we got Layla that I didn't know about, and now I do, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So, top thing number 1, or 10, I'm gonna go backwards to 10. Puppies are like newborn babies. They get up every 2 hours. So you need to take them outside to go potty every 2 hours. So that means every 2 hours at night. So when we first got Layla, we brought her home and she did good during the day because she was active and we were going in and out, but at night she was up every 2 hours whining and I had to take her out so she could do her business. So as you can imagine, that can be very exhausting. So if you are planning on getting a puppy, you might want to plan some vacation time. If you and your spouse work, you might want to take some vacation time to get those first few days under your belt. It really was only that first day we took Layla home that she was up every 2 hours. The nights after that, it quickly increased, then it was every 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Now she sleeps through the night. She's 7 months old and we don't have to take her out until the very next morning. Sometimes she'll wake up at midnight and she wants to go out, and that's a really quick trip, and then she comes right back inside and goes right back to bed. So number 9, the number 9 thing you need to know about is crates. A lot of people get confused about crates when it comes to dogs. They think having your dog in a crate is mean and neglectful, but a crate is a tool that can keep your puppy safe. So puppies, they will get into everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So having a crate that is the appropriate size for your puppy is super important. When you're researching what kind of dog or breed that you're getting, find out how big that breed is going to potentially get and buy that size crate. So we got a large crate for Layla because we knew she was gonna get big, and we got it came with a crate divider. So we only made it to the size where she could just lie down and sit up. You don't wanna have a lot of room in the crate that they can roam around in it, because that's when accidents happen and they'll go potty in their crate and then they get all messy and then your house stinks and it's a disaster. So what you really wanna do is have a crate that's the perfect size that they can comfortably lie down, sit up, and be comfortable. The crate is not meant for you to keep your dog in for long periods of time. They're enough for you to go out of the house, go grocery shopping, go to work, come home. Your dog is not meant to live in the crate. I know some other people get those play pens to put their dog in because they feel like it has more room. But that kind of defeats the purpose if you're using a crate to potty train. Because the crate will actually help your dog to learn how to hold it, because naturally a dog is not going to want to go to the bathroom where they're sleeping because they know that that's gross. So if you have one of those play pens, your dog could potentially be going to the bathroom in that space, stepping in it, and it getting gross. Also, a playpen is a lot easier for a dog to get out of, so I've known some puppies to be able to escape those playpens, and then they'll get into things, they might get hurt, and it's just an all-around disaster. So getting a crate that's an appropriate size for your dog is a must when you have a new puppy. Number 8, you want to research your local vets in your area, and you want to find out if there is a local emergency veterinarian near you. So we are currently using a low-cost vet animal shelter to take Layla for her checkups, her vaccinations, and to get her flea, tick, and heartworm medication. So this vet is really great. It does not cost that much to go. I've never spent more than $85, $86 when going there. to go be seen by a vet. Just to be seen by a tech is really cheap, just to get some of the basic health things out of the way. So research the vets in your area, because that's really what's going to be helpful. Because then you can compare costs, you can know who's a good vet, who's not a good vet, and then of course find out where there's an emergency vet near you, because like babies, dogs get sick too. They might eat something, they might get hurt, and it might happen at a time where normal vet offices aren't open. So like one time Layla got sick, she's behind me over here, and it was 9 o'clock at night. No office is open. So we found that there was a emergency 24-hour clinic close by, and we rushed her up there, and it was a good thing that we did, and we got everything all sorted out, and it was great to know that that was not that far away from our house. So number 8, research all the local vets in your area and compare everything, and you should also like ask friends and family what vet they recommend. So number 7, research what type of food you want to feed your dog. So if you go into any pet store, just like any grocery store, there's like tons and tons and tons and tons of brands of food out there. You want to find out what's actually good for your pet to eat and what's going to fit your budget. So one of my favorite resources to use when we were trying to figure out what we wanted to feed Layla, I think it's called Pet Food Advisor or Dog Food Advisor. I'll put it in the link in the description down below, but it was a really good resource to have. It'll actually give a rating to the pet food that you might be considering. So it'll give it a 1 to 5 star rating. The food that Layla eats now, it's called Only Natural Pet. I'll put that in the link down below. It has a 5-star rating on that website, and it is a holistic raw-based dog food diet. So she's getting a lot of really good nutrients, and it's really good. It is a little bit on the pricier side when I talk to friends and family of what they pay for dog food. It is a little bit more pricey, but in my mind, I figure this is what she's eating. This is all she's eating. If I put a little bit more effort into what she's eating, it'll prevent any future health risks in the future. So thus saving me money in the long run if I have to take her to the vet. Number 6, socialize your dog to help them with their behavior. I see this big time. It helps with their behavior and it helps with their energy. So some dogs, they're your family dog and they only know your family. So then people come over and they go berserk and they have to put them away and they're not very friendly. So you really want to socialize your puppy from a young age, as young as you possibly can, get them socialized. So that means taking them for car rides with you, taking them into the store. When they're really little, around 8 weeks, when they don't have all their shots, it's not really safe to take them to pet stores and to the dog park and to puppy playtime at like doggy daycare, because they don't have their shots, they could get sick. So if you have friends or family that have dogs that are already fully vaccinated, you can bring your puppy around those dogs. You can invite friends over your house. The more your puppy gets socialized with people and other dogs, the friendlier and more well-behaved your dog will become in the long run. So I know as soon as Layla got her last shots, I took her directly to the dog park, and she has been going to the dog park on a weekly basis ever since. And she is very friendly with all the other dogs. She's good with kids, and she's good with other adults too, which is super important and was really important to us that we had a friendly dog. Your dog is what you make it, so be a good owner and know that you are training your dog. Like your dog is your child pretty much. So you want to raise your child right. You want to raise your dog right by taking them and making sure that they're well socialized and well behaved. Number 5, you want to know Doggy First Aid. So this comes in handy if there's any scrapes or cuts that your dog might get from playing outside, from roughhousing. You want to know basic Doggy First Aid. So I will show you some of the basic Doggy First Aid things I have here. You can, when you take your dog to the vet, you can ask them at the office, hey, what do you recommend I have at home so I can treat some minor scrapes and cuts and ouches when I'm at home. But here, let me show you some of the things I keep in my little Doggy First Aid kit here for Layla. Alright, so some basic Doggy First Aid things that I keep in the house that help in the long run. The first thing I keep is called bag balm. So this is something that actually You can get it, I got it at Tractor Supply. I think you can get it at Walmart and your local feed supply store that has like stuff for livestock, because it's actually for cows. It's to prevent chapped udders. There's a little udder on the can. But this is really good in the winter time to put on their paws, on your dog's paws, especially if your dog really likes to play outside when it's cold. Layla loves to be outside when it's cold. We can't get her back inside. And using this on her paws will prevent her paws from getting overly dried out and cracking. We went away on vacation and we went up to New England, and it was really cold up there, and we forgot this here at home. Actually, we didn't forget it. I just completely, didn't think I needed it, and we just left it here. When we came back, she had blisters on her paws that ultimately burst, and there was blood all over the floor. It was kind of gross. She wasn't in pain or anything. We cleaned it off. It was fine, but knowing that now that this could have prevented that I was kind of upset I forgot this. But putting this on when it's really cold outside to protect their pads is really important. The next thing, and you can get this from the vet, this is my cellular solution. I got this from our vet as from a prescription, but it comes with a lot, so you're always gonna have leftovers. This is great for when they have ear infections. Some breeds are more prone to ear infections than others, so occasionally you can rinse out their ears to keep their ears clean and prevent infections. The next thing I have is the hydrocortisone lotion. This is for if your dog gets any itches or rashes or any bug bites or anything. This really helps. When we first brought Layla home, she jumped into a pile of leaves and she got chiggers all over her belly. And I don't know if you know what chiggers are, but they're tiny little bugs. They're not fleas, they're not ticks. I don't know what they are, but my husband told me they're bugs, and I looked it up and it's true. And they get in there and they start biting you, and they like humans, but for some reason they didn't get on me or Jack. They just got on Layla. And the best way to get rid of chiggers on dogs is to give them a bath with Dawn dish soap, and then she was really itchy, so I put this on to relieve the itch. She also has like a spot that she itches on her elbow too, and this really helps with preventing her from itching that. And this you can get at your pet store. Another good thing to have that the vet said was good was Neosporin cream. This is just the generic Neosporin, but if they have a small cut, a small scrape, you can always put this on. Make sure they don't lick it and it gets fully absorbed, but this helps clean everything off. And then I thought Layla was coming down with an eye infection one day, so this is the next one. It's Genteel Tears. I got this from the drugstore. Obviously, a lot of the stuff you want to talk with your vet about to find out what's safe and what's not, and the correct dosage for your particular dog. So I did talk to a friend that was a vet tech because I had concerns that Layla was coming down with an eye infection. She told me what to do with these Genteel Tears, and Layla's irritation on her eyes cleared up within a day or two. So this was really good to have. The next thing I have, I ordered this on Amazon, but you can buy it at your PetSmart. It is the Anal Gland Scoot Away Bites. So these are really good to have. Some dogs have problems with their bottoms in that they have really smelly farts. It's kind of funny, but it's called an anal gland problem. Look it up. I'm not going to go into detail because it's really gross, but you can help prevent that problem with some extra fiber. So these are little treats that she gets once a day. The second to last thing is baby wipes. Sometimes your dog gets dirty, something, you want to clean them off. So unscented baby wipes, great to have by the door to wipe off their paws and their face from all the gook that they get into in the yard. And last but not least, this has been a lifesaver multiple times, and that is 3% hydrogen peroxide solution. Now, this is for emergencies only. And again, I'm going to stress it a third time. You have to talk to your vet about these things. When you're getting a dog, have a conversation with your vet so that you know what you're doing. I'm not going to tell you what exactly I did because I don't want to potentially hurt an animal out there because somebody saw my video, but this is something that has helped us. What this does is it induces vomiting. So if your dog has ingested something that they shouldn't have ingested, you can, with the correct dosage, which you find out from your veterinarian, give them this and they will vomit it back up and then also keep in contact with your veterinarian as to what's going on, and it will help at home in an emergency situation. We have had to use this on Layla twice in the couple months that we've owned her, and it has saved us a boatload of money from not having to rush her to the emergency vet, and peace of mind knowing that we know how this works in emergency situations. Number 4 of things you should know about getting a puppy. It kind of goes on with number 5 about first aid, and it goes along with knowing your local vets in the area, is to have an emergency fund for your pet. So when Layla got sick and we had to take her to the emergency vet, we had funds set aside for emergencies like that. So when they told us the bill, we weren't like, oh my God, we don't have the money. We had the money. We were gladly able to swipe a card to make sure that she was taken care of. But that's a problem a lot of people have, is they don't have the money when emergencies come up. Always have a couple $100s set aside just in case something happens. You'll regret it if you don't, and you'll be so thankful if you do need to use that money. And that is my number 1 piece of advice. If you're getting a puppy, that first year of life, they're eating everything, they're getting into things, you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know what they're gonna eat. Have an extra $1,000 sitting around just in case they eat something, because it'll save you a lot of tears and a lot of heartache if you are able to afford and be able to take care of your pet properly. Number 3, you have to provide a safe space in your home for your pet. Now, I'm not talking just their crate. Their crate is their own little personal space that's like their bedroom. But in your living space, when your dog is with you, your dog lives with you, they're a member of your family, you want to make sure, just like you baby-proof a house when you have a new baby, you want to puppy-proof your house when you have a new puppy. So get on your hands and knees and try to figure out what a puppy could get into, what a puppy could drag out of place, this and that and the other. The biggest thing that we do in our house is we have a baby gate that kind of keeps her out of the bedroom areas, because the bedrooms are carpeted and the main living space is hardwood floors. So Layla is safe on the hardwood floors. If there was any accidents, we were okay with it. We just keep the baby gate up, and she is very comfortable being in here. Number 2, the second thing you need to know about having a puppy is keeping your puppy safe in the car, or keeping even your dog safe in the car. We knew we were going to want to be traveling a lot with Layla, and traveling by car, taking her on day trips, taking her on vacation with us, taking her to the dog park, to appointments, taking her to family's house. We knew she was going to be in the car a lot. And I grew up with a dog, and my husband grew up with a dog, and both of our family dogs growing up were not good in the car. My dog, her name was Aisha, she always liked to be all the way up in the front. If she could be on the front dashboard, she would, and she wanted to be on the driver and just lean up against you, and she would like freak out in the car, which obviously isn't safe if you're trying to drive. So the biggest thing we tried to do with Layla when we got her was to get her used to the car and to train her that she had a seat in the car. So one of the things we did was we got one of those pet slings that protects your seat covers from her paws and her nails. So we got that, and then we got her a special harness, a no choke harness. I'll put the link of that in the description down below, and a special tether that plugs in like a seat belt to keep her in the back seat. So if we were to get into an accident, she wouldn't be flying in the car. She would be safe and secure in the car as if she was wearing a seat belt. So that's a good piece of advice if you plan on traveling a lot with your dog, is to train them from an early age how to behave in the car. Now, every time we go in the car, take her to the dog park, take her here or there, she jumps into the car, sits on her seat, waits to be buckled in, and she sits there, and she stays at one window that we open up for her, and she just looks out the whole time like this. And she's so cute. Now she knows the drill, and she is very well behaved in the car. She doesn't want to get up into the front seats. Even when we leave her in the car alone to run into a store, or to, if I put her in the car and I forgot something in the house, I'll run back in the house real quick. She stays in her seat and knows how to behave when she's in the vehicle. And the last thing you should know about having a puppy is, number 1, you need a lot of patience. A lot of patience. It's not easy having a puppy. It's like having a toddler that both knows how to run very well and bite everything very well and is loud. It's like having I don't even know. It's having a puppy. Puppies are crazy. Puppies are cute, and there's gonna be times where you just wanna rip your head out and you just wanna not throw, because that would be mean. You just want to put your puppy in the crate and just be like, I can't with you. And I have had moments like that where Layla was just barking at me and barking at me and barking at me, and I did not know what she wanted. And I was just fed up. Her bark can get really loud and shrill at times. And it was hurting my ears. So I did put her in for a timeout for about 15 minutes, which you can do when you're crate training. You put them in their crate, you give them a little bit of peanut butter, and you wait until they completely calm down, and then you let them out again. So you have to have a lot of patience. A lot of people give up dogs, they surrender dogs because the dog was too hyper, but maybe it was because that you didn't have enough patience, you didn't learn how to socialize the dog, and these are all things that you need to take into account when you're getting a puppy. Layla, why are you being a psycho? So having a lot of patience. If you would have any questions about having a puppy, any questions on advice about how to research to get a puppy, where to go for if you're in the DMV area, the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, or the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys, bye!